Hello Internet, it's me Josh, the Aging Gamer. So, I've done quite a few superhero video game reviews like the Avengers, Spider-Man, X-Men, Spider-Man and the X-Men, but today I want to focus on the Batman. 1989 saw the release of Tim Burton's Batman movie, starring Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. This movie was awesome. This movie also led to a whole Batman resurgence. Not that Batman was never not popular, but the toys, the 1992 animated series, and even the serial that followed led to a whole new generation of Batmaniacs. So just like most kids, I was of course obsessed with the toys, the comics, the movies, you know, all that stuff. The 1989 Batman movie also led to several sequels, like Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. And while there were a lot of Batman games released all throughout the 90s, I decided to do a short series of videos dedicated to the nostalgia that is these old Batman movies, minus Batman and Robin. And for my first review, we're going to be taking a look at the first film's video game adaptation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sunsoft's Batman the Video Game. So for a game based off of the movie, it's got quite a lot to offer. Let's start by taking a look at the gameplay. So our oddly purple Batman has quite a bit he can do. Batman can of course jump, as well as throw punches. Press the start button and you can cycle through some weapons. We got the trusty old batarangs, you got a spear gun, and a weapon the manual just calls Dirk, which lets you shoot a nice spread shot. All of these weapons use ammo, so don't go too crazy using them. They all share the same ammo pool as well. Luckily, you find ammo pretty easily. Almost every enemy you defeat will give you either bonus points, ammo, or rarely more health. And last but not least, Batman can also do some dope-ass wall jumps. This is straight up ninja stuff right here. Badass! So all in all, Batman will be traveling through 5 stages in the game. You start off on the streets of Gotham City, then we move to the Access Chemical Factory. After that there's the Underground Conduit, next we got the Laboratory Ruins, and then lastly the Cathedral. You know, I remember some of those places from the movies, but I don't remember Batman going through sewers and laboratories. So, even though Batman can do a lot of cool Batman-like things, this game offers quite the challenge. I mean, god damn, some of the obstacles thrown at you throughout the game, it's friggin' tough, especially all these wall jumping sections. A lot of these require precise timing on your jumps. If not, you'll meet death. Not only that, but a lot of things hurt you. Even in some of those wall jumping parts, random gears will hurt you, so you better learn to control your jumps. Luckily, the controls are pretty responsive. Another thing to look out for are certain enemies, like these tanks that can shoot you before you even see them on screen. There's also these landmines that follow you. There's even this big gizmo that drops little gizmos. It's a pain dealing with these, but on the bright side, you can use them to your advantage while you look for more health and ammo. So yeah, some of these levels are pretty tough, but some of the bosses are even tougher. Once you get their patterns down, it won't be as bad, but if you're going into this game blind, you might get your ass kicked. Some of the bosses, like the dual container alarm and the machine intelligence, are a bit weird. The dual container alarm has 2 different blocks that rotate around the stage, so you got 2 of these things to destroy at the same time. To defeat machine intelligence, first you have to destroy the cannons, then this weak spot while avoiding lasers, then destroy this other box that also switches into a machine gun. Yikes! There's also the first boss, Killer Moth, that will randomly transition between shooting and diving. Electrocutioner can hit you from almost anywhere, and Firebug is going to take a lot of hits to defeat. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. Killer Moth, Electrocutioner, Firebug? These guys weren't in the movie. Well, not only do they show up in this, but so do a lot of lower tier Batman villains. Well, according to the game's manual they are. They don't really look like their comic book counterparts, but we also got Maxi Zeus, Heatwave, Shakedown, KG Beast, and Deadshot. I suppose those are cool Easter eggs regardless. Though it's pretty neat that they added in some little details like that, I feel they should have focused on putting actual elements from the movie into this game. Hell, while playing I forgot this game was even based off a movie. Other than some single screen cutscenes between levels, the only aspect related to the movie is the final boss being the Joker, taking place at the cathedral. And since we're on the subject, let's talk about the Joker and the endgame here. So the final boss is, of course, Joker. A pretty large Joker, too. He runs around the screen and shoots his gun. Also, he apparently has the power of Zeus as he can summon lightning. What the hell? Try your best to avoid the lightning and use whatever weapons you have to defeat him. Hit him enough times and you'll see the ending. Did Batman just kill the Joker? Holy shit, he did! He straight up threw him to his death! This Batman is a murderer! God damn. Whew. Well, Batman the video game. Is it a good game or is it a bad game? It's mostly good. The gameplay is pretty solid. Batman moves around and does things that correspond with the character himself, as well as the context of the levels. The wall jumping is cool, but very quickly overstays its welcome. There's way too many parts that involve practically killing yourself to pass. Like I mentioned earlier too, some of the enemies can be a bit cheap, and sometimes there can be too many enemies at once. This can be a real challenge. When playing the game, it felt like what would have happened if the creators of Ninja Gaiden were in charge of making a Batman game, though not as insanely hard. But all in all, I liked it. If I could add anything to this game, I think a slide kick of some sort or some kind of cape blocking mechanism would have been helpful in a few spots, but otherwise the gameplay is solid. The game visually looks decent, but some of the cutscenes are hit or miss. I mean, none of them make sense with what's going on in the game. The beginning has Batman driving the Batmobile and he suddenly gets out and overlooks Gotham. What, are you gonna walk the rest of the way there? After one level, Joker makes a reference about seeing his new work of art, a reference to the art museum scene from the movie, but then you enter a laboratory. It makes no sense. But when it's all said and done, it's still a great game. A bit frustrating in some parts, but overall I give it 1 thumbs up. Terrible adaptation to the film, challenging but fair game. But these are just my opinions. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Hit like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and join me in my next video when we take a look at Batman Returns. I thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.